So, new patch once again. Let's see what it provides for us this time. So there's a new variant, improved Sandworm. It increases speed by 3, attack by 40, splash range by 5, and increased cost by 100. I think that this could be pretty powerful if you have a good worm setup. Let's see. Not surprising that they are adding this improved Sandworm though. There's improved card for every other giant. Then the balance adjustments. The first one, Fortress, is getting nerfed again. 4% health decrease. I don't like this at all. I played a lot of Fortress this patch, and like after the previous nerf where they nerfed the health and the barrier health. So they have been not feeling that good. I almost lost to like mass sledgehammers with fortresses also. It was pretty crazy. So I don't think this is like needed at all. Nerfing the fortress will make, like, I think sledgehammer is really overpowered right now. And nerfing the fortress will make them even better. So it's kinda, I don't think it's needed at all. And I think giant specialist isn't performing very well, and I don't know. I think this is not a good direction. The melting point. So they are finally nerfing the health of the melting point. I talked about this in the previous patch discussion, where I said that there's this weird dynamic where one player can go melting point as their tank unit, and then the enemy kind of needs to unlock a giant to kill it, and the melting point is a counter to the giant, so the enemy is forced to build a counter for the unit you can counter. It's pretty weird. So I think they could decrease this health like a lot more. It's now at 28k. It could probably be at 30k. It's 38k now, so it could probably be at 30k. And then the crawler is finally getting some nerf. So let's see if this is enough. I would imagine they could nerf this a lot more than 5% health decrease. Like the whole meta, I think, is revolving around crawlers. Like the only thing that can kill the crawlers is basically Wraith, and maybe sledgehammer sometimes. So I don't know. I think they could nerf this a lot more, but it's good that they are taking this step here. Maybe next patch we will see more nerf, maybe not. Then the Phoenix, the jump drive cost is increased from 50 to 100. I think this is a terrible change. Like, I used to play jump drive Phoenixes like a lot. It was like really good. And then the free units came. And I feel like after that the jump drive wasn't that good. I teched it maybe like 50% of the time, or 40 or something. But usually I played around, like I had the jump drive available, so then the enemy preemptively defended his flanks and his vulnerable positions, and I never teched it. And then I just sold off the Phoenixes because he had Mustang's fangs, whatever. That's what usually happened. So I didn't feel it was good anymore. And the cost of the tech is not the cost you pay, you cannot use them anymore. Like, you cannot use your Phoenixes as carry Phoenixes when you tech the jump drive, because the other technologies are 200 higher. So that's the real cost of the jump drive. So I don't like this at all. And then the Wraith has been really strong. I think it's super OP right now. Or maybe only the crawler is OP, but the Wraith is like the only option for the clear. And the degen beam has been like really strong. This change is really good. But I feel like they could have done something more with the Wraith. I don't know. Let's see if this is enough. Because I've been doing a lot of Wraith pushes, and actually I haven't been using degen beam that much. Usually the enemy has raids also, then I go field maintenance, and it has been better for me. So I think the Wraith is still pretty good even with this decent nerf. And then the Sandworm. This is kinda interesting, like really big changes here. The HP of the larva has been increased and the attack of the larva has been increased quite a lot. 40% more HP and 20% attack. I think the the summoning technologies for the Sandworm have been like you really need to know when you can click them. So they have not been that good. But the Sandstorm has been like crazy. I haven't had the chance to play with the Sandworm that much. Only a couple of games I have committed fully to the Sandworms. Haven't yet figured out a good build with the Sandstorm, but I played against them. And the Sandstorm was like really good. So maybe this is good nerf. 400 seems like a lot, but I can see it. And then the senior manufacturing specialist. So you cannot get it on round 2 anymore. And it cost 100 instead of 50. And like this was kind of weird before. They nerfed a lot of these economy specialists, like junior manufacturing specialists, top supply specialists, but they left the senior untouched. And now they are nerfing it. And it's a really good nerf. This basically means it's still good, but you cannot like brainlessly click it every time. Because you lose so much tempo and you can use it later because you have less money to build the giant. So yeah, it's a good nerf. Overall, I think like half of this patch is really good, half of this patch is terrible. I think the Fortress and Phoenix nerf are terrible. And the melting point nerf is pretty bad. I think it's way too conservative. They should nerf it a lot more. But yeah, it's like a neutral patch for me. Half of the changes really good, half of them pretty bad in my opinion. And I think like Sledgehammer will be really strong in this metagame. So let's see. Let's see what happens. It's a pretty small patch, but quite impactful, I think. Yeah, thanks for watching.